And we're back.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome.
Today on the Unnamed Gamecast Talking Heads podcast, which we still need to make a playlist for,
Welcome.
we are doing a sensual reading of My Immortal from fanfiction.net.
Oh my god.
We're going to be playing two-part... No, I'm kidding.
Are we gonna make visuals as well, or
I'm
have
sure
a professional artist?
There's art of the My Immortals characters.
Are you
A lot of
kidding?
them are, no, I'm not kidding.
Oh god.
You can find that.
Ugh.
No, we're not talking about My
No,
Immortal
we're not.
today. I'm
I'd
gonna
rather
keep
not.
baiting our fans with that, though.
Yeah.
That's our new go-to joke. Instead of Back in Black, we're back with more My Immortal.
And someone pointed out that eventually, if we get big enough, which I highly doubt we ever will, but someone will probably write a fan fiction about our own channel, and that terrifies me. I don't know. I mean, there are fan fictions about a lot of other YouTube channels, which is just horrifying.
If anyone's writing any fan fiction about me, my pronouns are NVIDIA GTX 4070 Ti and Intel i12-700.
Mine is Apache and Attack. Both parts of a helicopter.
Make sure you use those pronouns properly.
Oh my god.
That's not...
So this podcast is just a little less structured. We don't really have like a full topic to talk about, so we're just gonna talk about anything that comes to mind, I guess. So
way to set us up for way to set our fans' expectations.
Hey, we're setting up for failure and to let them down easy, so it's okay.
10 in the morning.
Yeah.
Do you think that I have on a Sunday? Do you think that I have enough brain power to create a topic, outline what we're going to talk about?
But you're giving away our secrets. It's not like we're last minute planning these podcasts for like a few hours later.
This last week was so busy that we didn't have time to plan anything.
Oh my god, there were so many things, because we wrapped up our D&D like final battle last Sunday.
Correct.
And then
Probably talk about.
Yeah.
And then we became aware that the audio in our videos sucked.
Was crap. Yeah.
And so we've been spending all week figuring out how to make it not suck. And oh man, the last Portal 2 video.
I don't know what happened with my mic.
That took me 2 hours to edit just so that I could get rid of all of the crappy audio clipping.
Well, and it's so strange because the video before, it was the same audio settings and it was fine.
No, it was not fine. It was very.
It was less clippy.
It was because I toned it down.
Yeah, but at the same time, you could tell that it was at least serviceable. Versus the new one, it was just oh.
Don't worry, Stick's got a new mic coming.
I've got a new mic coming in.
So that his audio doesn't suck.
Yeah, well, I'm using an 8-year-old microphone. So
what kind of microphone do you use? Let's talk about
Blue
our tech.
Snowball.
Is that actually the name of?
Yeah, it's Blue Ice Snowball or something like that.
Snowball.
It was an old Walmart mic, like $40 Walmart mic, because I was sick and tired of the sound quality on my headset mic.
Can you swap to your headset mic and we do an audio test?
Oh god, I don't think I can hot swap.
Just go to your OBS input and change it.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Let's test this.
Test it. I believe Evelyn has one of those.
Yeah, how about this? Oh wait, no, I have to change it in both. Oh god. Hang on, we're gonna test this and I'm gonna switch it back because oh my god. How does this sound? Does that sound crunchy?
You sound like a younger
oh no.
Like a younger you or like a slightly older Infamous Invictus. Back in what was it, 2019 when we were recording all the crap for Casual Chaos 1.
Oh yeah.
You sound like him.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna switch it back because I hate this.
And I sounded in those videos I sounded horrible because my audio was cranked up way too loud.
Well, you were also using a
wireless mic,
a crappy laptop with a wireless mic out in the desert most of the time.
I was using the same laptop, but yes, I had a wireless mic.
You had a wireless mic, and you had probably a worse connection.
Correct. Because Yeah, that
Yeah.
was back when Wolfie was in the army, and now Wolfie's not.
Yeah, we've.
so-
I still don't know why you don't use your better PC for this stuff, but you know, we
There's a
worked
couple
hard.
reasons.
We worked hard on building that one, man.
Yeah, but that PC. How do I put this?
The cat steals it.
The cat steals it. The cat doesn't even. The cat doesn't even use that PC that much.
Oh.
Not anymore. She's been playing a lot of Destiny and Genshin Impact, and that's on the PlayStation.
Oh, gross.
No, I think the main reason is that PC is for gaming. Like, I set it up for gaming, whereas this PC. I'm working on a laptop, and yes, it's an old laptop, but it's my work laptop. I've got all of my coding stuff set up. I've got my Discord set up here. I mean, I've got Discord set up on the other one, but like I've got all the nice crap for Discord set up on this one.
That's fair.
And I use this for work, for recording, for video editing, because I don't know, it's just more convenient. And then when I want to go like play some Helldivers or Baldur's Gate or TF2 or Deep Rock or whatever, that's when I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get it from the workstation. I'm gonna go over to the game station. And like having that separation makes it easy because you can get distracted so easily if you have games on your workstation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, even whenever I worked from home, obviously they supplied me with like an actual client and everything like that, but I would swivel like 5 feet to the right and suddenly be at home and gaming, and it was the weirdest feeling.
There was some times when I was doing. Oh man, if Garrett ever sees this, he's gonna be pissed. But there'd be times where, back when I was still learning how to code, and I'd be in a Zoom call with my instructor, and we'd be going over some topic that either I had already learned, or that I didn't learn and didn't care to learn, because I was like, I can't learn it in Zoom call. I'm just gonna learn it after the Zoom meeting is over, and I'm gonna go do my own reading on it.
Yeah.
So stuff that I'm completely disengaged with, and I'd be like on the Minecraft server, doing some really grindy work. Do you remember that giant melon and pumpkin farm on the Minecraft server?
Which one?
The one next to the big castle that you never create.
Oh,
finished.
right, on the newest one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I made that.
Yeah,
during
you spent
class
a lot of time.
because it was like a 4-hour class where nothing was going on. We were just rehashing over the same topic that I'd already learned.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna make a melon farm.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm fucking proud of that melon farm.
One of those things where, especially how classes usually work, and we're talking like college level courses, not like high school or anything like that, because I know a lot of schools are actually going to an online system for like snow days and whatnot. But for college courses, if they're online and you have like a set time that you have to watch a seminar or something like that,
Yeah.
I honestly always tune it out, because I can learn more from just my own research than I can from somebody else telling me about it.
It depends. There are things that
There are some things. Yeah.
it's easier to learn if someone explains it to you. And then there are things that it's easier to... Well, and here's the thing. This is the dilemma that my teacher went through. I'm not saying my teacher was bad. He's actually really good. But there are, I guess, people would say different styles of learning. But I would say more of, like, you need to have the information presented to you in a certain way for you to get it. Like, really get it. And so my instructor would just do a lecture where he talks about it, and then the people who get it that way get it. And then he would do a visual representation where he would draw it out, like draw out concepts on a whiteboard and draw arrows on how they connect to each other. And some people would get it that way. And then he would go into a coding environment and code out some crap, and then some people would get it that way. And then he would give us the code and tell us to figure out how the code works, and then some people would get it that way. So there's multiple...
That makes sense.
Like, you're not going to get, not everyone's going to get it first try. I'm talking about when I did get it first try, when it was the lecture and he explained a concept to me, and I was like, oh, cool, easy, got it. And then the rest of the lecture, the rest of the 3 or 4 hours, I'm just sitting here, like, twiddling my thumbs, like, I already got it, like...
Yeah.
You know, I've already gone into my own coding environment while you were talking and coded it out and got an example working. Cool, got it. I'm sitting here
Fantastic.
twiddling my thumbs. Like,
Well,
alright.
Yeah, I've been
Minecraft.
in classes similar to that where they have different learning styles throughout the week. So one of I took a lot of finance classes. So in finance and in accounting, there's a lot of connections between different concepts. So he would show a concept isolated, and then show examples of that concept isolated, but then also build out like problems that connected with everything else. So that way you see where you get from point A to point B. Because I like asking why rather than just being shown here it is.
You're
So
always the curious person.
well, I mean, that's with anything, because I want to know why, so that way I understand from the fundamental of, like, why do we do it this way, rather than just being told this is how we do it. You know? It's different learning styles.
There's an amount of I very quickly learned, and this, not in coding, in the army. I very quickly learned the difference between an operational knowledge and
Like book knowledge?
I don't even know what I would call it. Like, some people would call it technical knowledge. I would call it like
isolated or book knowledge or something like that?
Yeah. So here's an example. So again, for those of you who don't know, Wolfie was in the army. He flew drones. RQ-7. Bravo.
Oh, you've never told me this.
I flew the Shadow drone, for anyone who wants to look it up. And all of its... Side note, that drone program is currently in the process of being discontinued by the army.
Yeah, because they lost you.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
totally.
we don't need this drone anymore.
Our best operator is gone. I'm nowhere near the best operator. But the operational knowledge, air quote, would be enough knowledge to operate the system like properly and safely, right? So, you have, here's the pre-flight steps, here's all the safety steps that you got to go through to ensure the aircraft launch is successful, right? And then the technical or the deep knowledge would be, like you said, why, right? We tighten this, restraining strap to this tight, and we set the control unit to this frequency, but why do we do it?
We tighten the phalange to the doohickey so that way the flim-flam don't fly off the woo-ha.
Well, it's like, why do we have, because on our launcher, it's launched with a pneumatic, like, hydrogen.
Basically a
hydrogen-
slingshot.
Yeah, slingshot.
Yeah.
And you have a control unit where you got to put in the secondary radio frequency for the aircraft. And everybody, they see the step and they're like, all right, cool, just enter that frequency. But if you wanted to know why we enter the frequency,
I'm gonna guess. It's because if the first frequency fails, you have a backup frequency.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
And
I knew it.
Yeah. And
Can I
a
join
lot
the
of-
army now? No, I don't want to join the army.
I mean, they're discontinuing the program, so like.
I'll be the final guy.
But like, there's always deeper, like, why knowledge, right? Why do we not move the camera right after launch? Well, it's because if you dig somewhere deep into the training manual,
Flight
you'll find out
stabilization.
that moving. How are you? You are correct again.
Oh yes.
How are you guessing this? Like, we've never talked about this before. Yeah, if you move the camera right on launch, it can disrupt the stabilization of your climb. So you have to wait until you're at a certain altitude in order to move the camera.
Give me another. Come on.
Oh,
I'm on a roll.
Yeah, like we're only allowed, so we can't fly in the snow or in the rain because it's bad for the aircraft. But
Okay.
if we had to land on snow, you can only land in 1 inch of snow on the runway. Why is that?
It will waterlog the electronics.
No.
Oh.
Dang. No, it's because in order to maintain, so it's a drone, we don't have a pilot. So in order to maintain the aircraft going down the center line of the runway upon landing, it has electronics that steer the aircraft down the center. And if there's snow, it is super easy to skid and go off the runway.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, because yeah, it's a super light, so yeah, that makes sense.
It's an exceptionally light. It only weighs about 500 pounds.
That makes
The
sense.
aircraft
Yeah.
does.
Okay. Well, I'm 2 for
you know what?
3.
You got that. Hey, that's than most. But point being, the operational knowledge is what a lot of people focus on for training. And then the deep knowledge is like the good shit, right? The bonus content. The, hey, I know what we're doing, but why we're doing it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of useless bonus knowledge. Because...
But at the same time, someone needs to know it. In order to pass it on to the next person that wants to know the bonus useless knowledge.
So there have been, first off, all the knowledge that there is to know about the aircraft is stored somewhere in a book. And that book is called the Technical Manual, TM1-1550-1685-10.
Should we become the War Thunder and just start, leaking documents?
That's probably not the number, but it's pretty close. No,
These are declassified documents, I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's a technical manual, and it's got all the information about the entire system. And if you wanted to know anything about anything, it would be in there. The problem is, it's really freaking big, and it's really freaking boring. No one wants to read it. And so when you're training people, your job is essentially to take knowledge out of that book and then present it to the privates in a way that is digestible and helpful. And being able to choose between operational knowledge and technical knowledge is kind of hard, because if you just feed the privates a bunch of technical knowledge, they're not going to know what the heck you're talking about. Because I'm like, hey, this is why you don't cage
information overload.
Yeah. And they're like, what is cage the payload? Like, what is the camera system? Like, oh, well, you're right. They haven't got to that topic yet.
Cage the payload means to secure the payload in place, that way it doesn't move around?
Yes.
Hey, Dang. I'm 3 for 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're good at this. It locks the camera system forward, so that we do it for when we're landing and crap.
Sure. So again, you don't have that stabilization go
correct.
haywire.
Also, so that the gyros, on landing, the aircraft gets jostled around a bunch, and so we don't want the gyros to get messed up.
Destroyed. Yeah, that's fair. Man. I'm never joining the army, but I'm glad I know that.
There's a lot of when Shadow officially gets canceled, there's a bunch of crap that I want to talk about.
That's fair.
I guess not really, but it's not that interesting of a platform. It was my life for 6 years, and there's a lot of weird crap that you learn about it for 6 years. Okay, but here's the thing. This is where I think the difference between useful operational knowledge and technical knowledge, right, kind of splits. Radios. Let's talk about radios for a second.
Radios?
Yeah. Because we have radios. Well, we have radios to talk to the aircraft and have it transmit, radio signal to ground troops, so we can talk to the ground troops,
sure,
right? From the aircraft. And you set this frequency, and then you set it to this type of frequency. So you've got VHF and UHF, or no, not VHF, UHF.
Ultra high frequency and low.
Yeah, very high frequency. And then you've got, I don't remember. There's two different, AM and FM. Alternating modulation and frequency modulation.
Yeah, those are more public bands though, so...
Yeah. Just a bunch of stuff. And you've got secure comms, and you put in ComSec keys and crap like that.
Yeah.
Point being, to work a radio requires some operational knowledge, right? Put in this frequency, set the, whatever rate to this. You set the bit rate to 16,000.
Mm-hmm. But you don't need to know how the radio works.
There are some people who demand, and these are the instructors that are way too extra, they will demand that their privates know how a radio works in order to, operate
disassemble and reassemble it.
Not disassemble and reassemble, but how does this radio translate these numbers that you're entering into a spectrum, a light, a beam of electromagnetic energy that has this frequency and carries this information. And I'm like, bro, nobody here needs to know how that works.
Interestingly enough, I do know how a radio works. You have an electromagnet that takes in electronic frequencies, right? And the knob that changes the dial, the frequency, is actually tightening or loosening the width between each one of the coils. And that's how it picks up certain frequencies, is because it's able to catch these vibrations of different wavelengths by adjusting the coils.
You know, that's all magic to me.
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, it is technically magic.
Yeah,
it's a really cool
science.
Cool science thing.
How does it work? People who are smarter than me and who are paid way more than me get to they
invent
there's
these
these little fairies that they trap inside these radios, and then the fairies can talk to each other.
Yeah, that's it's a little tiny man that yeah.
He hears what you say and he screams it really loud at the other fairies in the different radios.
No, they're all just psychic.
Oh, okay.
Like we are connected by fairy rings.
Point being, like, the instructors who make privates go through training where it's all technical, like deep technical knowledge, their intentions are good, but you're just gonna overwhelm the poor guys when they're just trying to learn the basics.
Yeah.
Teach them how to operate the system first, and then teach them why we operate the system that way second.
Yeah, it's one of those things that even throughout like primary school and such, we follow a pattern of being taught something because it's something that you need to know, and then later on down the road you get to understand the reason why. Like, especially with anything math or science related.
You know those like, word problems where, like, John has 350 million apples.
Yeah. And you don't question why he has 350 million apples. You just say, yep, he has those apples.
Sure.
Cindy ate 200 pieces of candy. What does she have? A stomach ache.
Like, yeah, but the point of those questions isn't the realism. Although I think it would probably be more useful if they, if the word problems were a little bit more realistic. I remember doing a word problem one time with my mom, because she was helping me with homework, and we were doing this word problem, and I was like, Mom, this is weird because they're trying to ask, like, how tall is this guy if he's standing next to this building and this building is this tall? And, like, you're this, right? And the calculation came out to be, like, 12 feet tall or something like that.
Oh.
And I was like, that
doesn't sound right, yeah.
She did the math and she was like, no, it's 12 feet. And then we entered it and it was correct. And I was like, why is he 12 feet tall? Like...
it's one of those things where...
John is a Goliath.
He's a giant from Agartha.
Like, how?
Jeez. Okay. Giants in Agartha. I just spat that out, but I've been watching a lot of conspiracy videos, and it is insane. The level of conspiracies that happen. Anyways,
Can we go on a rant about conspiracy theories? Because I got a funny thing to point out.
Okay, sure.
So, a lot of conspiracies. This is really a lot of conspiracies. They circle around the government, right?
Yeah.
And
of course.
So now I can't speak to how effective the CIA or FBI or NSA or any of those independent sovereign government agencies are.
Three-letter acronyms. They're as useful as three-letter acronyms are. Yeah.
So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, but as somebody who's worked for the government before, I can 100% tell you that, like, 90% of the government conspiracies are absolutely incorrect. Because, for example, like, the government is using, certain wavelengths to brainwash our kids. We do not, even if that tech existed.
Why would you waste it on that?
We do not have our shit together enough to pull off these kinds of conspiracies that people talk about. Like, if you've ever looked at Congress is like your gateway to looking into the government, and they don't have their shit together ever.
Yeah.
And so, like, what makes you think that some other government agency that is funded by Congress has their shit together to the same amount of, like, of level?
There's, getting off the government conspiracies, there's actually a really cool conspiracy. And one of the conspiracies, and a lot of them have to deal with, like, either aliens or the concept that we're all in a simulation or something like that. But one of the most interesting theories that kind of flows into other theories is that the moon is the warden of Earth. Like the prison warden, or like a moon base.
Moon base Alpha?
Yeah, exactly. So there's basically it's like the warden's tower of Earth.
Like local 58.
Yeah, exactly. Because Earth is like a prison where primitive humans were sent here as a punishment, and we've forgotten that we were actually prisoners and just live out our lives here.
So Earth is Australia, and the moon is Great Britain.
Exactly.
That seems like a pretty far-fetched theory.
Yeah, most of these theories are complete bogus, and I don't know who cooks these up, but my god, did they have imaginations.
Theories about aliens always... So, like, here's Wolfie's opinion, TM. I don't know, check the date of the video, because opinions change. But Wolfie's current opinion at 10:20 in the morning is that aliens definitely exist. But we're just not cool enough to hang out with them, so they're avoiding us and, like, poking fun at us. Like, oh wow, look at these idiots. They can't even teleport stuff yet.
Yeah, we're not cool enough to know.
Just like in Star Control Origins. Yeah, like that. Like, we're not cool enough to join the alien club yet, because we're dumb.
Well, there is an interesting conspiracy about that kind of thing, where aliens are actually on another plane of existence, and we're like one plane below that, and until we can unlock and go to the next plane of existence, we'll never see aliens. It's basically like a gateway.
Time travel.
Essentially, By the way, I came up with a really cool concept for time travel that would actually work, right? So you know how with time travel, people are like, oh, I want to go back, 400 years and like talk to, I don't know, Queen Elizabeth or whatever. Whatever people want to do.
400 years ago.
Yeah, whoever, yeah. No, my plan is I go back 1 year, right? And I make sure that I thought this up 1 year ago. So that way I'm already prepped and ready to go whenever myself comes back that year. I work my ass off for that year, and then I go back in time. That way there are two of me, one working his ass off to provide for both of us, while I get to sit and chill and enjoy life for that year. And then
the other you get really resentful, though?
No, because it's me. Like, I've already done it.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's me. I've done it already, where I go to work, I work, 2 jobs or whatever. I don't have a life for that year, but that's fine, because then I get a full year break from that hard work. And then I go back and do it again the next year. So that the me that relaxed for that year, I survived the year. That person just goes back in time a year, and they exist at that point in time. But now the one that, oh, I see a flaw. Oh no. No, there are still only 2 of me, because I won't go back in time, the one that relaxed, and then the next year I just work the same exact grueling couple jobs or whatever for the year, and then I do it again, and I go back only 1 year and relax, so there's always 2 of me.
Bold of you to assume that working multiple jobs is enough to take care of 2 people.
True. But on the flip side, I can both appear to have a full social life and also a life that is like, wow, you're a really hard worker, so that means I'll climb the corporate ladder faster.
Oh, yeah. Because there's 2 of you working together.
Yeah, exactly. I can still have a life, and I can still do all of my, like, networking and such like that. And then I can have the person that's working work up the ranks of whatever company. It's flawless. It's flawless, I tell you. Until I go to the doctors and both of us are hurt and, like, I don't know.
I would say my favorite type of time travel that I've ever seen in media would be the original Life is Strange game. Do you know about that?
Where you can just, like, go back in time and change various events, like, really close to you?
Essentially momentary, like, you can
I've never played
go
Life
down
is Strange.
one path. So you time progresses normally, but then you can rewind time to a few moments ago and change, still knowing what you know from that one branching timeline. You can choose a different branching timeline.
Oh, okay.
So, for example, like
multiversal travel, kind of.
One of the super easy things was like someone in class, the professor asked Max a question that she didn't know the answer to. So she said, this answer. And then he was like, wrong, the answer is this. And then she was able, with that knowledge, like she remembers that answer.
Oh, so she went back and said the right answer.
Correctly. Yeah. And man, the amount of shenanigans you can get out. It's essentially real life quick saving.
Yeah, that would be a fun concept.
Dude, all the intrusive thoughts would win.
Rick and Morty, though, explored that topic, which, I'm sorry, I am a bit of a Rick and Morty fan, however, that show's fallen off recently. Anyways, they did explore that concept where he could save a spot and go back in time to, do that.
Yep. I remember how that one ended.
Yeah. Turns out he was just killing alternate versions of himself and inserting himself into their reality.
Isn't that some Spider-Man, like Miguel O'Hara type crap? Or like
he replaced a version of himself that had already been killed.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, so he was already dead.
It didn't end well for him either.
No, because he caused essentially a Nexus event and just destroyed everything.
The Nexus event.
Yeah.
If you could save and reload your life at any point, like if you could have saved and reloaded your life at any point, where would you have saved and where would you go back to?
It depends. Do you go back with the knowledge that you have now, or just do you go back to exactly that point in time with the knowledge you have now?
Let's say you go back with the knowledge you have. Look, Life is Strange rules. You go back with the knowledge that you have now.
Okay. I would go back to junior year of high school.
Holy cow.
And slap myself silly. And say, wake up, samurai. And,
wake the fuck up, samurai.
Yeah, and basically say, you're an idiot, don't fail your classes, and work hard, and you'll be better.
Oh, okay.
Kind of a self-fix of like, crap, my life could have been way different.
I don't know if
Then again, it has led to creating this channel, so I mean...
Here's the stipulation. You can go back however far you want, but you cannot go forward. Like, once you go back...
That's it.
You go back, right? And so, like, I don't know, I'm 25 right now, right? If I go back to when I'm 15, then that is... I have to wait 10 years to, like, get back to essentially where I was before. Which is a really stinking long time. And I don't know if 15-year-old me would have wanted, like, the things that I currently want.
Right.
So it would be, I don't know, it'd be super weird. If I was to go back.
Yeah, but you go back with the knowledge that you have now, and you know how to kind of go on that path.
Here's what I probably would have done. I'd probably go back to, because I still think I would have joined the army. I don't know, man. It's in my blood. It's in my family.
Sure.
And I could put up with it. Right? I've already been through it. I already know how bad it is. And it was good bread. So what I would probably do would be I'd go back to right after I got out of high school. Screw all these other looking for a job. Just do that right, like, immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Join the army, and instead of flying drones for a living, I would go shoot tank guns. Because...
a little more fun and exciting.
A lot of people, when they say join the military, they say pick a job that has civilian, like, counterparts. You can do that, but I wouldn't do that.
Sure.
I would join the military, and I would take a short contract where you get to do things that you can only do in the military.
Makes sense.
Because you're correct. There are not a lot of tanks in civilian use, for obvious reasons.
Is it legal to own a tank? Like
Probably
an active tank?
Probably in some states. But, like, there's not a lot of tanks in, civilian use for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Yet, TM. But, like, the reason that you take a short 3-year contract is, your life is probably going to suck for those 3 years. But then after those 3 years are up, you have upward mobility. You can change your job. You can probably get a promotion if you change your job, if you know what you're doing. You can get stationed wherever you want. Like, you have some leverage because they want to rehire you rather than, like, okay, he served his time, get out, and hire someone new to replace you.
Yeah.
They would rather transfer you to a different job, right? So you can pick a different job.
Because that costs less than hiring someone brand new and teaching them. And
Yes.
yeah.
So you can pick a different job. You can probably get promoted if you're smart. You can, like, go anywhere that you want. You can go to Japan or Germany or Korea or wherever. Or if you really hate the army that much, then you get out and you're 21 because you only spent 3 years in the army.
Yeah.
And for those 3 years, you shot tanks for a living. And you get out with all the veteran bonuses that you would have if you served a longer career.
Yeah, that's true. And then
So-
you go to the VA hospital and they say all your injuries are not related to the army.
Well, I'm less of that and more of you go to, like, the VA and you get a home loan for $500,000 and then you get a really nice house up in Florida.
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
true. Why would you go
Or,
to Florida? Gross. Infamous is
I
there.
don't
What the
wanna
hell?
I know at least one subscriber that lives in Florida right now.
Jeez.
I don't know. Out of all, I don't want to get overly political, but out of all of the states that have a significant amount of coastline, Florida is probably my favorite.
That's fair.
Because, I don't know, the other contenders are what? Washington, which I live in Washington, and not a huge fan of Washington.
Yeah, I wouldn't go West Coast. I'd definitely go East.
Definitely not California. Or, well, there are nice places in California, but just
South Carolina isn't bad.
never been.
And Virginia.
Never been to Georgia either. You know what? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't give up on the rest of the East Coast.
Yeah.
West Coast, no, I'm good.
West
But-
Coast, yeah, no. The only place that I would ever live in the West Coast is like very northern California, purely because of all the redwoods.
North California is beautiful.
Yeah.
If I could retire anywhere, it would be in North California. And I've
Yeah.
only ever been to North California twice. And I saw it and I love it.
If it were legal, I would create a redwood treehouse.
A tree, you would.
Yeah,
you
I'd
would
live in a
tree
treehouse. Yeah, like a
You'd be
house
that-
up in a tree made from a redwood, or up in a redwood tree. So you take an elevator up through the center of the tree to get into the house.
Talking about like some Minecraft bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
You
I
live
just
up in
have
a
a
redwood
waterfall.
tree.
I have a waterfall in the middle of this tree.
It's okay. I've got an iron farm out back. It's fine. And a trading hall with a ton of villagers in it. They
They just
can't
stand
leave.
there and give you stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they can't leave ever.
Oh man. Maybe next time we do a podcast, we should do a tour of the Minecraft server.
Well, podcasts are generally talking only, but I mean,
We'd be talking, but we'd also have.
problem is that our Minecraft
Minecraft.
server kind of sucks.
What? It doesn't suck.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
It does not suck.
Yeah, a lot of unfinished projects.
Are you just shy? You're the only one with an unfinished project.
No, it's a giant wall thing too. A giant wall. Yeah.
Oh, Shane's Bridge.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Mine's completely unfinished though.
Yeah.
Horrible.
We could also do the other Minecraft server, the modded Minecraft server.
We could. That would be
That one
interesting.
has some very nice buildings.
Yeah.
I'm
Anyways,
freaking-
maybe
all right.
someday.
I
don't know.
someday.
But yeah.
Boy, we did not stay on topic once.
No. What was the topic even?
I don't remember. I don't think we
Something
had.
about
I think we were just all over the place.
something about video games.
Oh yeah, weren't we supposed to talk about like how video games are monetized?
Oh yeah. maybe we'll save that for another time. Oh my god.
Because it's just been about.
That's a
40
can of
minutes
worms.
Rambling about
Yeah,
everything under the sun that isn't video games.
pretty much. That's okay. That's what these are supposed to be. So,
I don't know if people are gonna want to listen to it, but
the mad
Hey.
ramblings. I mean,
yeah, the mad,
we have some nice music.
do we?
But,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we got.
Make sure turn the music up this
I
time.
know. It was super quiet. Yeah. Working through audio settings. We're getting better. We're getting less scuffed over time.
We're getting less crap at this whole making stuff.
Well, the YouTube channel started out as this, like, we're not going to do anything editing.
It was basically a joke.
Yeah. And then like, suddenly we're sitting here like, how do we do this? How do we do that?
How do we do audio settings? How do we do video bitrate? How do we do thumbnails?
We're actually putting effort into it, and it's terrifying.
Yeah, I know. Dang it, we were supposed to be the low effort channel.
We've become the very thing we sought to destroy.
And it's funny because our Amanda the Adventurer videos that have no editing and no end cards and the most scuffed, woolly thumbnails ever. Those ones are getting all the views. I mean, probably because they're older, but
they're older, and we did get a bump from Infamous, so
yeah. I noticed what you're talking about yesterday when our video went up and didn't get a whole lot of views off the bat because our boy was streaming.
Yes.
So I'm guessing that a giant portion of our audience, probably the majority,
I'd say like all of them. Yeah.
All of them. We're watching the stream.
Yeah.
Man, we need to get Infamous in here for one of these videos.
We could. He'd talk about like SCP the whole time or something. Maybe, but that's fine. It's okay.
Maybe we ask him. Well, so I mean, you know what? That's not a bad idea. If we get Infamous and Cold in here.
Yeah.
Here's an idea.
Talk about SCPs and like, that sounds fun.
They would talk about SCPs, and we wouldn't have to do anything.
Yeah, we could just sit back and chill.
They would do all the content for us, and then we would just upload it and reap everything from it.
Is that content farming? Yeah, he does it to us. Hi, cat. You have just bit me on the arm, sir. Can I help you?
Totally.
My cat has become violent. I think it's time for us to...
yeah, someone write that down. Infamous and Cold SCP. But yeah, I guess until then, either next week or the week after.
I think until then we're gonna take a break. Yeah, we're taking a break.
Happy Palm Sunday, everybody.
Palm Sunday. Make sure to kiss your grandparents and hug a child.
What?
And also hide an Easter basket. And participate in Lent. No, wait, that's not correct.
What are you saying?
Pray to Cthulhu.
Do not drink and drive donkeys.
Yeah, don't drink and drive on a donkey. Right, don't sell out your friends for 3 silver.
We're getting way 30. We're getting 30 way too off. Cut. Just cut.
Okay. All right, we're gonna take a break. Bye.
Bye.